It's time to bust out your Instant Pot because today I'm going to show you how to make the tastiest Instant Pot pulled pork. Hi, my name is Carrie with eatingonadime.com and you're going to love today's recipe. You will find the full recipe linked in the description below, but I just wanted to let you know that Instant Pot pulled pork is so easy to make. You just throw a couple ingredients in and it's perfect for a party, a barbecue, and it will feed a crowd, guys. Let me tell you. And it's so easy to make with your Instant Pot. Now, if you don't have an Instant Pot, I have a link to my favorite one linked below, but also I will include a link to our slow cooker pulled pork as well. You can make this in your crock pot if you'd like to, but I love my Instant Pot because it tastes like it's been slow cooking all day, but the Instant Pot did all the work in an hour instead of hours. You're gonna love it. Now today, let's talk about my Instant Pot. I am using a 8-quart Instant Pot, but a 6-quart will work as well for this recipe. Mine has been beat up because I've used it so much. Even on the side, you can see a little ding, but it still works great. I've had it for multiple years, but I love it. I just keep it stored away and then bring it out when I want to do a quick recipe like this. Now, when I say quick, because it's going to take about 90 minutes to cook in here, but when I say quick, I mean I'm just throwing a few ingredients in, walking away, come back, and then you just shred it, and it's amazing every single time. Now, we're gonna use a boneless pork shoulder chuck roast. Any kind of pork will actually work for this recipe, so whatever you find on sale, if you have to get bone in, that's fine. You could do a pork tenderloin. It's a little bit more expensive, but any kind of pork, even like cheap pork chops that you got on sale will work because the Instant Pot will just make it fall apart. If you need this recipe to be cooked even faster, you can chop this up into pieces since you're gonna shred it in the first place, but I'm just gonna throw it in there whole. Next, we're going to chop up an onion. I need a half of an onion. You could substitute it with onion flakes if you wanted to. I'm gonna cheat today and use my chopper. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I love my chopper. It just makes life so much easier when you have a lot of chopping to do. Here it is. I have it linked as well as everything that we're making today linked in here as well. So what I do is I'm just gonna chop these quarters up. I push the pointy side down, one push, and it's all chopped. So 2 pushes and an entire half an onion is chopped and ready to go in the Instant Pot. And the best part is this is dishwasher safe, friends. So you can just throw it in the dishwasher and you're done. Now we're just going to add some seasonings. You're gonna need a tablespoon of black pepper. It's gonna seem like a lot, but remember, it's a big pork shoulder. Then 2 tablespoons of salt. I'm sorry, 1 tablespoon of salt. I apologize. Again, you can lower that if you want. It's just our personal preference. Remember, this is going to feed a lot of people. A 6 to 7 pound roast could feed 20 people. So it's not as much as you think in the grand scheme of things. Then we're gonna throw in some minced garlic, which it looks like I'm running low on. Add it to the grocery list. Throw that in there. You can mince your own, but you guys know I'm a little lazy sometimes and don't wanna do that. Next, we're going to add a cup of chicken broth. You could also do water. That's completely okay in this recipe. The chicken broth will give it more flavor, but it's not needed like you'd want. Like if you need to save some money, save it right here. Then we're going to throw in 1 cup of barbecue sauce, any kind you like. I'm doing Sweet Baby Ray's today, but any kind will work. A cup is usually about a half of one of these jars-ish. If you don't want to measure, again, just drizzle it in. Get that out. Then last, but definitely not least, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. And the reason we're doing Worcestershire sauce, it kind of gives you that, like, I don't know, barbecue flavor. I think the smokiness that kind of gets added to it. So 2 of those. And that's it, friends. That's all the seasonings. See, I told you, it's super simple. If you can throw ingredients in an Instant Pot, you can make dinner tonight. All that's left now is to just add the lid. Now, when you add the lid, it can be tricky. Well, of course, now that I say it's tricky, it works fine. But you just point the arrow to the left of the center part, and then to the right, and it's done. Make sure this top is set to sealing. Then we're going to, oh, I gotta plug it in. That's an important step. Then we're going to go to manual, and I'm going to turn this up to 90 minutes. Now, 90 minutes might seem like a lot, but because remember, we want that completely shreddable, and we want it to be so tender it just falls apart, because nothing is worse than biting into like a pulled pork sandwich and it's not tender. I think I need to go up. Yep, there we go. Now, once it's done, we're gonna let this do a natural release. A natural release means you don't mess with the top of the valve. You leave it at sealing until everything releases on its own. So it'll probably take, by the time it comes to pressure and doing 90 minutes, we're talking about 2 hours, but you can just set it and forget it. You can leave, you don't have to worry about it, and you don't have to watch it. So I'll see you in just a few.
We're back. Everybody say hi, Coda. You can kind of see her back here in the corner. Coda, 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 Coda. Oh, no, she didn't look up like I thought she should. So now that it's done, I have been letting it just rest. At the top of here, this is the sealing valve. When you turn it to venting, nothing should come out because we did a natural release. Remember, a natural release is where you just let it slowly release the pressure. And I highly recommend that anytime you're basically cooking a big chunk of meat, because it just helps it get more tender and more fall apart. So now we can take the lid off. If you can't take the lid off, it means the pressure is still in there. So don't worry, you don't have to worry about it exploding or anything. And then we're gonna remove this and get this shredded. I've got some tongs and a cutting board. Remember, everything that I use in the video, we have it linked for you as well. And then I'm just gonna take my tongs and pull this out, and it already is falling apart into pieces. Look at that. So that's a good sign. If you can't get it out in one chunk, get excited. So we're wanting these we're just gonna use 2 forks. I can't even talk. I'm gonna pull off some of the fat when I'm shredding it a little bit, just get it out of there. I mean, some fat's okay, but some of the bigger pieces I'll pull out. But you're just gonna take 2 forks and shred it. I mean, it's falling apart. You don't have to put hardly any effort into it, which is great because that's what makes the juicy, most moist pulled pork, is when it literally falls apart. I don't know if you've ever gotten it at a restaurant and you go to take a bite of it and it's kind of chewy, means it wasn't cooked long enough. So you'll never have that problem if you're following our recipe. I've gotten it all shredded. This is great to get the kids involved. You can also use your hand mixer to shred it if you want. It works great with chicken. It doesn't work as great when you're doing pork, but it does work well. But again, if you're following the recipe, it should fall apart, and so you won't have any problems shredding it. Now we're going to put this back into the Instant Pot and get it all mixed in. There are lots of juices in there that are flavorful and amazing, and we don't want dried out pork, so we want to mix that back in. So I mixed it back in, and as you can see, it almost looks like soup, and I want it to be juicy, but not this juicy. So I'm actually going to take this out and drain a little bit of that liquid off. Now I drained about half the liquid off, so as you can see, it is still very liquid. So as it sits, like if you're going to serve a crowd, it will still stay nice and juicy and nice and warm. Last but not least, you can drizzle in more barbecue sauce right before you serve it, or you can just serve it. I personally love fresh barbecue added to the pulled pork, so I kind of prefer to wait and do it in on the sandwich, because that fresh barbecue bite, when I bite into it, just makes me so happy. That's my personal preference. You do you. Serve it on some buns. And any kind of toppings you want. I love red onions on mine. I don't know why. Is that an Oklahoma thing, guys? But I love red onions. You can even do green onions. But I love that little crunch and that onion spice with the barbecue. Then you take your favorite barbecue sauce and drizzle some more barbecue on top. Oh my goodness, friends, I'm ready for my favorite part, taking a bite. Now, a few things I'm going to tell you about. If you're going to store the leftovers, which you should because it's delicious, you want to store it in the liquid, because when you reheat it, it will activate and keep the moisture into the pulled pork. Number two, if this makes way too much for your family, that's okay. Let it cool, freeze the leftovers. All you gotta do is throw this in a pot on the skillet and it reheats in minutes directly from frozen, friends. And you have dinner done in minutes. So this is a no-brainer and it's delicious. You can eat it just as is. You can throw it on a sandwich. No matter how you choose to eat it, you're gonna love it. And remember, you can find the full recipe linked in the description below, as well as all the links for the utensils and tools that I used today. I forgot to mention that if you love your Instant Pot, we have an Instant Pot digital cookbook. It has 100 recipes in there. Like, it's a no-brainer. You've got to grab that, and we have it on sale right now, so I'll include that link for you too. I'm out of here, guys. I've got to go devour this sandwich, and I don't want to do it on the video because it's going to be scary how fast I eat this. Okay, you guys, find the full recipe below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Eating on a Dime. I don't want you to miss any more of our family-friendly recipes because I know you're going to love them all. And we've got a lot of good ones, and we're posting a lot to help you out. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time in my kitchen. They're so good.